Hello everyone, in this video I will speak about a weirdo that was banned from JTF forum, and after that the same weirdo did a video against his own cult leader, Chaim Ben Pesach, or Chaimke Ben Pesach, and after that the same weirdo once again, he was trying to get back to JTF forum and he was whining. He was such a crybaby, he whined like a little girl and he wanted to come back, and you already guess who could this nutcase be? Of course, Turbob1967 or Hank or SayNo2Islam. And here on this page you can see, before I continue with this lunatic, that this is actually for Chaimke Ben Pesach to see. That I am really Joshua Rosenberg and I'm using a voice software, but if I'm using this software, why do I still have this accent? I don't know what's up with that. And I have an advice for Chaimke, a very sincere advice. What you should do, Chaimke, is very simple. You should actually use this voice software, and you should like say something, and then with that software make it sound like Jimmy Sullivan, and then you can say to your JTFers that Jimmy Sullivan came back from Israel and that he has an announcement, and you can play that video. You can make something, I don't know, you can put a hat on, different hat, beard, you can make Jimmy Sullivan alive. So I really hope that you will accept this advice, and it would be a good idea actually. So I will start with Chaimke's JTFer Confederate Kahanist or Zionist or whatever. And he was funny because in this debate against Hank or Turbob, whatever, this Silver Star JTF member thought that it's Joshua Rosenberg, that Turbob is Joshua Rosenberg. And I'm not going to defend that lunatic Turbob, but I just want to say how pathetic they are, all JTFers, including of course their chairman. They are all paranoid and they think that everyone is Joshua Rosenberg. And you also have some Irish Zionist, and he says, yes, it's Joshua Rosenberg from Australia. So they all think that he is from Australia, and they insist always to say from Australia. And Chaimke is convinced that he's not from USA. So according to Confederate, everyone is Rosenberg, including myself. And these accounts, the Minna 11,000 and the Minna 11,000 cousin, it's all Joshua Rosenberg. And here we have something very interesting. I'm not going to defend Chaimke, but this is funny how this Turbob, Hank, whatever, he wrote a bunch of stuff against his cult leader, and he wrote that to Confederate, and you can see that he said that Chaimke organized attacks on Vietnamese fishermen in Texas in the early 1980s, and he speaks about who was his partner, and he was Chaimke had another name, Frank Collin, and Chaimke was also a member of Aryan Brotherhood of Texas, and Chaimke sent his fellow JTFers to KKK rallies, and that this should be known. And you can see that this is really a lunatic, but now I get it why Chaimke at the end he allowed him to come back to the forum, because actually Chaimke is seeing in this Turbob himself when he was young. So Chaimke probably did the same weird things, and he probably had the same odd ideas when he was young, and I think that in this Turbob he sees some kind of Chaimke Jr., Victor Jr., so that's why he allowed him to go back to the forum. But before he allowed Turbob to say no to Islam to go back to the forum, Chaimke also once again showed his paranoia and how paranoid he is. And he thinks that the Turbob was Joshua Rosenberg from Australia. So you can see that Chaimke says here he's desperate and that kind of stuff, but I would have to say that no, Chaimke, you're getting desperate because you call everyone Joshua, including your cult worshipper Turbob, SayNo2Islam. So now we get to the whining part that Hank or Turbob or SayNo2Islam made, and he sent Lisa some messages, and he said that he's really sorry and it's terrible what he did and he wants another chance, and he said, unblock my account, SayNo2Islam. Please, Lisa, give me another chance. He was whining. He said he's so interesting person and you cannot ignore me. So you can see what kind of idiot he is. He made that video with accusations of Chaimke being this and that, and then he decides he wants to come back. So after the whining part, he again wrote to Lisa that he should explain himself and he should get another chance, and what they did to him, it was unjustifiably, and that kind of stuff. So here you can see that Chaimke is not sure what to do yet, and he's kind of confused, and here he says that he will check again, he will see, you know, what to do, and he says also that he should be more worried about the sin that he committed, and also that he starts again to speak about Joshua Rosenberg, and he shows once again Chaimke how obsessed he is, and he's obsessed with Joshua Rosenberg, and he continues like saying many stuff about him, against him, and he says that in general these are sick people with no sense of moral, no conscience, and that kind of stuff, and they will get punishment. So as the discussion goes on, Hank the Turbob was whining more and more, and he said that he can offer a deal to JTF to let him back on forum, and he will delete all the videos against JTF. And he actually said something, I have to admit, interesting. He said that if they're calling him Rosenberg, why don't they check his IP address? Well, I can say to Chaimke, why don't you check my IP address and the IP addresses of all the people that you attack, and that you say that we're all Rosenberg. So if you do that, you will see that you are a moron and that we're not Joshua Rosenberg. So almost at the end, we have Chaimke saying that he would not have banned him and what he did was a sin, but he's removing his ban, and he expects that he will remove the hateful videos and that he will apologize and he will be rebanned and that kind of stuff. So Chaimke, knowing that Chaimke is such a fanatic, and when someone opposes him and says something against him, but yet he decides that Turbob, aka SayNo2Islam, should be back on the forum. So you can see that just a bunch of lunatics. So at the end, Hank the Turbob, SayNo2Islam, is a full JTFer. He's back on the forum, and he makes a sincere apology to all the members for his behavior, and he said that he deleted his old accounts, and he also said that he worked with evil people. So he is back on track, and he's making more apologies. He said that he never said that Chaim is I don't know what, and that he made a mistake, that he feels like he's not a nut job anymore. So he admitted that he was a nut job, and was. And he also said that he's ready to work together with a common cause, and that's it. That is the whole story about these nutcases, and this is, ladies and gentlemen, the JTF and JTFers.